behind him. Come over here. Yeah, hold still. Hold still. Hey, pretty little girl. Greetings from Dystopia, episode 72. Just not feeling it. I made the mistake this morning of getting up and watching the news. It would have been nice to get up and actually see some happy news today, but it just wasn't there. And I step outside and it was raining when I first got up. I looked at the wrong day's forecast. I was anticipating getting out and doing some fishing today, but we'll see how that goes. I am going to go out and check this preserve we were at the other day. By we, I mean me and you guys. Just take a look at the creek. I drove around it. About a mile, about a mile north of here is another road, east-west road. I looked at this creek and I looked at a feeder creek. The feeder creek was clear, but Au Sable, I don't know why the hell they pronounce it like that here, but the creek is clearer than it was the other day, but it's still pretty muddy. I'm pulling in there right now. At least it's open, and I'm the only car here, so that makes it good. Whip around here and park up. I think we're going to hang around here for a while today. And head up and we'll go over and fish this creek for a little bit. Just going to cast something on the surface and see. In fact, the 6-weight rod, which I don't know if you can see, the green rod, the light green rod, actually has a double barrel popper, so I'll just work the surface a little bit. And see what I can find. I'd already done one piece to camera and I had to laugh. I got off on a tangent, just talking about my mood and the things that are on my mind today. And when I stopped the recording, I happened to look down and the camera was still in hyperlapse from where I was shooting the forward drive. So it was 1 minute and 52 seconds of me going. That made me laugh a little too much, but that's probably a good thing. I don't need to be ranting and dumping on you guys. It's not what I'm trying to do. One of the best gadgets ever made. When you're rigging up at your vehicle, so you don't lose your rod or it doesn't fall over in the wind. Absolutely perfect. If y'all remember, I was just out here the other day and I was griping about them maintaining this place. Now look, they've cut all of the grass, cleaned it up nice. The rod today, for those of you who don't know me well, is the Nirvana Super S Glass. 8'3" 6-weight. Fishing a double barrel seducer, or a double barrel popper. I forgot what they call that pattern exactly, but it's just a top water popper. And I'm going somewhere where I don't have much room for cast, but That's going to all depend on how slick this bank is. And it's pretty damn muddy. Lots of minnows. I have no room to cast. I've never tried to roll one of these things, so we'll see what happens. There's no real structure here either. Holy crap, the skeeters are bad. I'm getting eaten up. Alright, this is not a way to start a day. Let's go back. Oy, 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 that's slick. And get some bug spray. Okay, well, hopefully somewhere out of all of that I recorded and didn't record. And wow, what are you? Oh, grosbeak. I don't know if that's gonna, if you can see him up in there. Red-breasted grosbeak. Might be able to see him popping around here. Here he is. Other than the colors, a lot of times you don't think much of a grosbeak till you see them up close. You know, like a really tight shot of their head and their face, and what do you want to call it? And you see just how heavy built that beak is. And you know it's a strong beak. Alright. Better place to go would be on the other side of the bridge, which I may go look at. Like I said, I have no room back here for a back cast. But let's take a look and see if we can roll this thing. Never tried roll casting this big ass poplar. Get a little more line out here. I'm sure this is probably really thrilling for you guys. It will roll, but not the greatest. Just gonna leave it out there for a minute. Let the rings disappear. The bird song out here is pretty amazing. I love poppers in the spring and summer, early mornings, late evenings. These double barrels pop a lot of water when you get them going. The other thing I like is I've seen guys tying on the suede frog legs onto them and just using them as a, you know, a makeshift frog pattern. It was halfway right. I don't know if I can get him to come back or not. I had a follow right there, a little smallie. Not a big guy at all, but can't get it enough lying out behind me, and I'm catching on these stupid stick right here in front of me. No, I am not losing that damn popper to that stick. How am I wrapped around this thing? Cannot tell which way I'm wrapped around it. If you go fishing somewhere, don't be this guy. I found a whole bunch of line going across the ground. So now I'm collecting it all up to dispose of it properly. Well, there's nothing on it, thankfully. Look at that. All that was just laying across the grass. Mud stuck all over my shoes. I don't know if that showed in the last video, but I got snagged up on a little branch stick coming out of the water. It broke off. It was just far enough out where I couldn't figure out how to get to the fly, the way, or the popper, the way it was stuck on the branch. So it dawned on me, and I went back to the car. I got my trekking pole, because it has a mud basket on it, a small one. And I turned the mud basket upside down. Normally it's cupped facing down. I turned it around, and that turned out to be the perfect scoop to get out there and get my popper back. Well, now, that was an hour spent. I wanted to say doing nothing, but fishing. Didn't catch anything. Lost my popper. Was able to retrieve it. If it showed up on video when I filmed it, I'll post it up as part of tonight's video. I was like, I'm not losing that popper. Those poppers are not cheap to make. Mainly because of the price of the head. The double barrel poppers are not cheap. So anyways, I was able to retrieve it. If that showed up, it'll be in the video. Gonna spend some, and by the way, the amount of time spent fishing is not deducted from one's life. I even have a t-shirt that says that. So yeah, it's not wasted time. I was able to get out and catch nothing but fun. I had a nice follow from a little smallie, I don't know, maybe 8 inches, 10 inches max. He followed it up, but then he peeled off. It's still pretty cool to see him come up behind it. He was giving it the stink eye. Kind of like, do I want to bite this or not? Sometimes you get a really smart smallie. I think smallies are smarter than we give them credit for. They're certainly smarter than largemouth bass. I'm sure somebody else is going to argue on that one. But yeah, alright. It's lunchtime. I'm going to eat my lunch. We'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I made a command decision. I'm going to go check out one more preserve. It's up on the Fox River. It has a small side pond that they typically stock. And on the other side, behind that pond, so you've got the river, and then going south is that pond, and then behind that is another natural, like almost a slough or a small pond. I'm going to head over there and fish that. carp spawning right here in front of me. There's your pretty little girl. Alright, now I got a little battery on the camera. I was sitting there fishing away, caught 3 more bluegills, and 2 largemouth bass, but small guys. One 6 inches, the other 8. But I laughed because as I'm catching them, I'm holding them out in front of me like I'm holding them to the camera to show you guys. And I happened to look down and I noticed the camera head of the gimbal, the camera itself, was facing off to the side. It was in an odd direction. So I kind of went, hey, and I tilted it forward and the battery was dead. I don't know if it beeped or not, and I just didn't hear it, but yeah, that was a bit of a stitch. Started laughing. I'm like, yeah, see, I got so focused on the fishing. But yeah, note to self, put a battery in the fishing pack. Or keep it in the van charged up at the back door so you can grab it and throw it in the pack. If I'd had a battery with me, that wouldn't have been a problem. It was a good day. Started out bad, started out slow, but any day you catch a fish is a good day. Alright folks, that's it for today. At least I got out and did some fishing. Turned out to be a good day, like I said. It was not a good start, but it ended out as a good day. So, I'm gonna head back to the house, edit this up, get it out, eat her done. Alright folks, that's it. Be good, be well, and we'll see you tomorrow.